everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Olivia and this is my channel where I love to talk about all things nail polish. First, because I always have to point this out with this shirt whenever I wear it. I think you can see more of it in the thumbnail than in the video, but y'all, to the rave, yes, we have a sloth riding a unicorn with a rainbow in the background, riding on a triceratops. This is my vibe right now. So, I just got home from my dance class, jazz hands, and I was trying to think on my drive home what kind of video I wanted to film tonight. And at first I thought I was gonna film the next part in my neutralizer series, which I have not forgotten about. I just have to be in the right analytical kind of headspace for that. Tonight I was just like, I want to just like mix stuff up, like literally in this case. And so, especially because I know recently I've been getting more comments from people who've been asking questions about what my process is for making nail polish. And I thought, okay, this is what we're going to do tonight. So, one of my favorite colors is purple, as you can see. And I also really like blurples. Now, like a blue purple. And I know that term can mean a lot of different things to different people. Some people prefer a blurple that's more on the blue side. Some prefer one that's more on the purple side. You can have one that's kind of in the middle, somewhere in between. And then there's even like pastel blurples that are out there. So I have been on the hunt for my perfect Blurple Creme polish. Y'all, I have not found it. I have tried so many different brands. I have, to give you a sense of one that I didn't buy, but as I was researching it, I'm like, this is tough because, okay, so Zoya's Bowie is one that comes up as a frequent recommendation for this. I'll insert a screenshot probably over here of kind of like the difference between how Bowie looks in Zoya's product photos versus when you go to like Google Images and you see what other people nails looks like when they have it. And so like that is another challenging thing, when you're on the hunt for something that you know in your mind what you want it to look like, but then in reality the way that it appears in product photos is not at all like how it appears in real people's swatches. So with all of that being said, I thought about how much fun it might be to kind of make my or try we'll see how far I can get with this. I want to try to make my ideal Blurple Creme. And then also I think that can be a great way for any of you who've been curious about the polish making process to get some insights into how that might work. I'm feeling optimistic-ish about this. I mean, y'all, I have no plan for what exactly I'm gonna do for this beyond the fact that I know red plus blue makes purple. But I guess I might need more blue. I don't know. This is going to be, I know there typically is some more structure to my videos. And believe me, once I get through filming this and figure out like what structure I end up with, I will definitely put some timestamps in case you want to jump around and see what things are. But if you are up for a blurple journey, a blurney, does that work? No. It really does not. It made more sense in my mind. Let's go ahead and get into it. As always, I like to begin by showing y'all what's on my nails today. It's kind of like a fireworks going to the club or something like that. This is I was just feeling kind of like a dark vibe, but also a colorful one, which I mean, I'm always feeling that way. So here's what's going on. First, I'm using my go-to one coat black cream polish from Bee's Knees Lacquer, Void. And then this iridescent flake topper that I have over it is actually a Franken polish, meaning that I combine parts of other polishes together and just kind of mixed it up and saw it happen. And it's actually 4 from Cuticula's recent, I think it's called their stained glass collection. So I like all of these individually, and I'll show y'all what the names are in just a second. But there was one day I was just thinking like, first of all, I wanted a lower flake density, surprise, surprise, where I could still see more of the black underneath while also getting the benefit of the colors. But I also wanted to kind of mix them together and make like a rainbowy version. So the ones that I have are Golden Hour, Glowworm. Oh yeah, on the bottle it does say stained glass collection. Jellyfish, and then Glacier. Now, if any of you are wondering, like, Olivia, but why did you have to mix those when you already have Cuticula's Candy Crush? Good question. So what we've got here, and this is actually getting into, I'm not using any flakes in today's polish making exercise, but for any of you who are starting to dip your toe into the waters of polish making, this is a really important difference to keep in mind as far as like the different types of flakes that you can use when you're making a nail polish. So the ones in Candy Crush are more like metallic flakes, and the ones on the right that are in all of the stained glass collection, these are iridescent flakes. Now with these metallic flakes, they will be the color that they are here regardless of whatever kind of base color you put them on top of, whether that's white or black, anything in between, you will still see these colors in their original color here. However, when it comes to iridescent flakes like this, they tend to pop more when you put them over darker colors, especially black like this. And if you put them over lighter colors, you can still get a nice effect if that's what you're going for. But if you're looking for the colors to show up like rainbowy like you see here, you would need to put iridescent flakes over black. But there is another difference that leads me into why I felt the need to like mix up this Franken polish. Not only is there a difference in terms of like how they act over different colors, but there's also a difference in even just how they're what the material that they're made of is like. So with these, I guess I'll start with Candy Crush. So this as a metallic flake topper, these metallic flakes have a tendency to like sometimes poke up a bit. Actually, let me kind of show you something. Some random swatch stick I've got over here. So and also, what color is this? I don't remember. I'm so sorry, y'all. I mix stuff up all the time and I cannot remember for the life of me what this is. Okay, but here's how Candy Crush as a metallic flake topper will behave. Just gonna put a little bit more in here. Okay, so if I show you this from the side, do you see how they are still poking up just a little bit? Now, Candy Crush is one of the metallic flake toppers where this is not really as much of a problem as some of the other metallic flake toppers that I have. However, when I was using, let's see, I think I've got another random swatch stick over here. Hold up. This, I can tell you, I was doing like a glass bead vertical velvet thing with ILMP Deep Space. So that means I'm pretty sure this must be cracked polish air apparent underneath there. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to show you how this looks when I put over the iridescent one. Okay, wait, why is that real cute though? Hold up. Okay, so very similar, right? You see what I mean? How because I've got like a darker background on the right, this would allow those iridescent flakes to come through. If I put them over a lighter color, you would more so see like the outlines of those flakes a little bit more. So let me show you all this from the side. Do you see how flat that is? How there's like literally nothing picking or like poking up. That is just one of the things about like whatever, like the material, there we go, the material difference between these different types of flakes. So basically what I wanted was the look of this rainbow Candy Crush here, but in a way that would lay down flat like this. And so there was one day I was just like, let me mix these up and see what happens, you know? So I definitely do still love having Candy Crush for times when I want to have this kind of rainbow flake look over lighter colors, and for those colors, as we see here, to still come through. But you know, just want to explain a little bit about that, so that if any of you are starting to look into purchasing your own polish making supplies, very important to understand the difference between metallic flakes on the left and iridescent flakes on the right. So here's where we're starting as far as me showing you what I'm aiming for in terms of a blurple. Now this is Haunted Polish's Midnight Bite Chomp, over 2 coats of that over a like blurring neutralizing base coat for better opacity. And then most importantly, this is how I also put a coat of top coat over it, so that I've mentioned before when I've talked about this polish on my channel, this is a polish that has violet pigment in it that can bleed, meaning that after you put a top coat on it, whether in my case anyway, whether it contains toluene or not, it will cause some of that like violet pigment not to like bleed out onto your nails. That's not at all what it means. It just means like it doesn't, you see the difference between how it looks in the bottle and how you get more of that pigment kind of flooding throughout the shimmer there. That's just what the bleeding means. So fortunately for me, this color here is exactly the kind of blurple that I'm trying to match, but in a cream polish. I know some of you might be like, Olivia, that's just purple. No, trust me, y'all. This is like, it's probably more on the like purple side of blurple, but there's like, I don't know if I just need to do like purple with just like a little bit more blue in it or what, but we're gonna go on a journey. Now, let me show you 2 recent polishes that came out that I thought could be good fits based on photos and reviews that I saw online. The first one, also this like, like got opened in transit or something, or was not packed well. This is OPI's, it was upside down. Okay, Catch a Wave of Happiness. I had high hopes about this one. Turns out that this is actually too blue for me. You see, I can definitely understand how people have described this OPI one as being a blurple, but it's a little bit too much on the blue side. Also, OPI's formula often doesn't last long on me, so another reason why I'm wanting to make my own cream is so that I can ensure it has a better formula for what I want. The next one that I thought I would try is Sally Hansen Insta-Dry's Vivid Voltage. I think I was watching Len Ray's swatch video of this collection, and I got so excited. I'm like, oh, that is my blurple. But then, y'all, I got it in the mail, and I'm just like, it's, at least to me, it reads as too purple, whereas I need a little bit more blue in it. So that's kind of the lay of the land and where we are now. So now let's go through the ingredients or supplies that I'll be using today. This first one is from Glitter Unique, the mica or / pigment suspension base. This, by the way, y'all, let me see if I pull one of my my glitter grabber from my rack over here. When you're buying a glitter grabber, you're basically buying a mica pigment suspension base. That's pretty much exactly what it is. So whenever my glitter grabber runs low, I just refill from here. So pro tip, if any of you are getting into polish making and you happen to run out of glitter grabber, use this. Okay. But then also, as with anything, you have the ability to thin this to whatever kind of consistency you prefer. So I do also recommend having some kind of polish thinner on hand, and make sure that the ingredients that you have, mine has worn out, but it's butyl acetate and ethyl acetate are the only two ingredients that you want to have in a polish thinner. I also have these cute little mixing cups here. I don't anticipate going through all these, but I just have them on my desk in case we need like standby. I need to start over again. Now there's a side on here, like, yeah, so milliliters. I'm gonna also, so I'm gonna be putting whatever the finished product is into this like empty 15 milliliter nail polish bottle. However, in my little cup that I've poured out here to start, I only pour it up to the 10 milliliter mark with suspension base, because you want to leave room for the pigment that you're going to be putting in there. And this way, I mean, you could start with like 15 milliliters of suspension base, but then you're just going to be wasting some of it unless you're only putting like literally a drop of pigment in there. Okay, I also have my reference stick here, and then I have a little stir, mix, mix, mix. I also have a swatch wheel here. We'll see how many of these these nails I will end up needing to fill up before I get to the right fit. I'm just going to move these over to the side here to show you the pigments that I'm going to choose from to use today. So I've got a number of reds. I have, and all these pigments are from Glitter Unique, by the way. So this is the DNC red number 30. This is more of like a lighter, almost reddish orange red. But then we get into like, oh, this, she's my girl, red number 34. Yeah. Sorry. Like, y'all know I love vampy reds, and that is why red number 34 I have in this size, and the cherry one is in like the little baby size. But it's good to have a variety on hand. I also have cranberry, which is a really gorgeous, like reddish, getting into some hints of violet there. So this actually could be one that I think I know which one I want to start with. Okay, I'm just going to put that to the side. Then I have ultramarine blue, and I have turquoise. I think I'm going to start with turquoise and cranberry. I don't think I'm going to need yellow, but you never know. I just brought it upstairs with me just in case. But then the last one is going to be white, which is very important to have for times when you need to just lighten it just a little bit. Notice I did not bring black up here. That I've mentioned before. You put one drop of black into something, and yeah, you just have to be very, very cautious with it, because a little bit of that goes a long way. So here we go. All right, I've got this up here. I think, okay, attempt number one. I'm kind of drawn to the idea of mixing cranberry and turquoise to see where this takes us, because red and blue is purple. I mean, cranberry and turquoise, y'all, we just have to start somewhere. So this is where we're going to start. And my advice before I get started, I've mentioned before that when I do polish making, I tend to just kind of go by vibes, because this for me is the kind of creative outlet where I don't want to always have to keep track of stuff. That kind of takes me out of where I find the joy in it. However, if you are newer to polish making, I do recommend that you take the time to write down how much of each ingredient you're using, because that can help you to remember what worked well for you, what didn't work, and so on. In this case, thank goodness I'm filming this, so I can always go back and watch it later. All right, it's been a moment since I have used some of these, so I hope they do not come squirting out. Okay, I'm trying to start with like, y'all, just a drop of this. Whoop. Yo, that was not the plan. We were supposed to have a drop. Okay. So, well, that might not be bad, right? Because I do want this to be more purple than blue. So now I'm going to put in a drop of turquoise. Let me try to, you can see how it's like halfway down there. So I kind of just have to get this going. I should probably shake this up with the cap on. See if that did anything. Nope, it didn't. Okay, so, oh, it is starting to come out a little bit. Hold on. Okay, so backup plan here. I am going to, you know, it could be that it's been so long since I've used these, it might have dried up a bit down there. Oh, look at that. That's such a gorgeous color. Oh yeah, there is a little bit. It did dry up just a little bit there. So I am going to just take this amount out and mix this in, and we will see what happens. And I also do have some other empty polished bottles here with me, so that, hey, if it's the case that I end up making something that is not a blurple, but I'm also like, ooh, let me stop there. I am totally open to doing that as well. Okay, so I added in a whole lot of cranberry, a little bit of turquoise. Wait, that's nice. I am telling myself I do not need I'm open to other colors that occur throughout this exercise, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, girl, you do not need another vampy red. You have like enough of that. It's gonna be okay. So here we are, more like violet, magenta, not enough blue yet. So let's go to our ultramarine. Oh, I see that in the tip. Let me not squeeze that too hard. Just a little bit. Okay. This is exactly what I felt the need to do tonight. Just relax and chill. Okay, you can see how I think that cranberry really did me in here. I forgot just how dark that cranberry pigment is, and that once you kind of go so far in that direction, it's kind of hard to come back from it. You see, like, I've been putting all this blue in here, but like, it is still pretty much 100% cranberry. It's getting darker though. Again, I kind of like that. Wait. Let's, the blue is not really shifting it more towards the blue side. It's making it just get darker. Let's put in some white. I don't know. Like I said, we're going to be on a journey. I know that this white has kind of dried up a bit in there, so I'm going to have to put the stick in there to get some of that out. Not that much. Yeah, I think I might not have had the cap on this as airtight as it should have been. You can see it should not be like this. I'm probably, the next time I order from Glitter Unique, I'm gonna get a replacement one of this. Okay, how much of this do I want to put in here? Let's kind of see. I'm just mixing in some of that there. Is that doing like nothing? Oh no, I see something happening. You see how it's like kind of swirling in there? Okay, that's actually helping it a bit. Okay, that is cool. That's a gorgeous purple. Okay, there's hope. Let's put the stick over to the side. I'm trying not to make a mess over here, but I am okay with that. That's another thing. If you're new to this process, please make sure to protect your clothing, protect your area, your workspace. I think this stuff should come out, but like you just be on the safe side. Okay, that is a gorgeous color. It's not I think we're getting closer though. I'm stirring in some of the white that is like dripping on the side there to really get as much of that integrated as possible. That is gorgeous. Oh, okay. So I think at some point I probably will need to put in a little bit more white, but for now I want to see if putting in some more blue will make any difference. Like, I'm hoping that this will lighten it a bit, or not lighten it, but like continue to shift it more towards the side of being blurple. Okay, I see something happening there. Okay. It like sort of went blurple in the middle there, like a little tornado, but then it just got swallowed in. It was like, haha, nice try. It did nothing. Okay. And at this point, I'm like, this is a color that I've already made as a cream before. I don't know if this is just one of those colors where it's like, hey, you get to a certain point and you just put enough stuff in there, and this is just kind of what you get. Wait. It seems to be going through this time. It's starting to break through the purple. Okay, it's getting there. Let's see if I can kind of put this out on the swatch wheel. This is going to be so messy. Yeah, it's still darker than I want it to be. I want my Blurple to be a little bit more vibrant and brighter. Oh, that's messy. Okay. But we're getting there. I mean, it seems like I'm having to, I am probably having to put in way more blue in order to fight back against that big blob of cranberry that we started with. My goodness. And I think I'm seeing that at some point I'm probably going to want to, let's put some more white in. Okay. I hope this is informative for you all. I often say in the comments to those of you who mention that you watch my videos as you're doing your nails, which again, thank you so much. Like, truly, it is just, it's such an honor and privilege to me to be creating content that you all enjoy watching at any time of day. But I know that for many of us, our nail painting time is very sacred and special time. So I'm especially happy to know that I am part of your life in that way. Okay, it's kind of getting there. Okay. Oh boy, now it's like not coming off the stick. All right, this might be, okay, it's coming off there now. I think I'm going to try a couple more steps with this. This might just, it is becoming more blurple, but it's like a dusty blurple. So that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna put this one off to the side for now, and then I'm gonna start a fresh cup of mica, and we're gonna start again, but this time with blue. Attempt number 2. Y'all, I was hoping I could get it in one try, but hey, we're gonna do this. Okay, this time I'm starting with blue. Like, I just want to get a nice solid foundation of, hey, this is blue, just like, here we go, we've got that. And I feel like trying to shift this over to a little bit more red is probably going to be easier than the other way I went. And, this might also be the case that, like, because I mentioned like that color difference between like how bright the red is here for red number 30 compared to cranberry and red 34, I think that I'm gonna need to use the brighter red for this one, red number 30, to keep this vibrant blue like that. So I'm actually going to bring back in the corner here our first try that we had, just so we can remind ourselves of what went wrong, what we attempted. Y'all, it looks like a treble clef. You see that? Oh, it's like music. Okay. Okay, that was a teeny tiny bit of red. Like, that probably is all that I should have started with to begin with. So, also, so far I've not felt the need to put thinner in here, because the consistency of this mica pigment is a lot better than, or a lot like a more even, not even, but it's a little bit thinner and easier to work with straight out of the bottle compared to the glitter suspension base, which, y'all, that stuff is thick. Okay, my gut keeps telling me like it wants to go for the darker red one, but no, let's, you see what I mean about how this red 30 is almost on the verge of like an orange. So, oh wait, okay, if color theory, y'all, okay, orange and blue are on opposite sides of the color wheel. They're complementary colors, and that means that, oh no, that means they're going to cancel each other out. And instead of me getting the blurple that I want, this, if I keep going with that red 30, it's going to eventually get me, most likely, something that's like a brownish purple, which is not what I want. So let's bring in red 34. Okay, this is the first time using this one today. I think that, you know, with this red 34, my mind is telling me, hey, this might be dark. I mean, you can see just how dark that is as it squirted out just now. But I've got my my white on the side that I can use and come back to if I need to. You know, as I see this kind of like washing up on the sides there, that is looking pretty good. This is still just a bit too dark though. But I wonder if I were at this point to go in and try to lighten this up. And I need to have like some kind of spot over here where I can like put the sticks that I'm using. I'm just gonna take a little cup on the side and like pop some sticks in there, or like, yeah, definitely you want to figure out how you're using your space. There we go. It's off to the side. Okay, this could be it, I think. I'm gonna put in some white. Yeah, I'm not worried about putting in too much white here, because from what I've seen from the first experiment, it can, a little bit of white sometimes against these darker colors, it can take a bit to really lighten it up. So what I'm trying to do here is to take that same kind of place that we were with purple. Oh, maybe I did lighten it too much. Oops. Okay, so we have gone too light and also too purple, and this needs to go more blue. Okay, but with this, yeah, I mean, that's the only way I can go. I don't think that putting in the turquoise is, I don't want to do the turquoise. I want to just do the blue right now. You know, I feel like the blurple is in there somewhere. Like, blurple, why don't you just appear to me? Like, at this point, I'd be happy with getting even just like a pastel blurple, you know what I mean? I think I want to like dip a little bit. Sometimes I do this, y'all. I don't know if I recommend this, but I'm just dipping a little bit in this previous one that I made. I'm gonna put some of that in there. I don't know. Like, that is, I feel like doing that is gonna incorporate some of that blue that was over there, but then also bring some of the darkness. oh, I must have put so much white in here. Yeah, okay, so don't use too much white because you see how much I'm stirring this and it is doing nothing. So I could probably, let me use the other side of this stick. Oh, I'm making such a mess. But that is what I wanted for tonight. I just felt like being messy. And not, okay, let me use a different stick. That is way too messy for me. I consider myself messy sometimes in the case of like, I love some good gossip. Like, ooh, there's nothing I love more than like, you know, you're out somewhere and you're overhearing some gossip from people. Like you're on the bus or something and you're just like overhearing gossip that is juicy, but that has nothing to do with you. That is the best kind of drama. Messy. Okay. It still is not budging at all. You are seeing how much of that like darker color I'm putting in here. I'm trying to incorporate all the white that's on the sides to try to get it to like to move, but it's just not. Guess I gotta put like more of this in here because I think that this blurple-ish in the other cup was kind of getting there, and I was hoping that putting in more of this would start to at some point make this darker, and I just can't tell if that's happening or not. It's like somehow more white is mixing in now. Where's it coming from? Okay, I'm done with this one. We're gonna try attempt number 3. Okay, this is attempt number 3. I'm not losing hope, y'all. We are in this together. We can do this. Okay. Like, I thought this would be as simple as me getting to a decent purple and then shifting it blue. Let's see if I can do that. Like, starting with, like, less blue. Like, that was less than last time. So, that's going to be what's changed. So far, so good. Right? Like, I want this vibrant kind of blue, but just like, and she's a little purple too. You know what I mean? Like, now that I think about it, I don't feel that the red 30 was going to be the right way to go, because even though it's brighter, it is more orangish, and that I feel was not good for me. I'm going to try cranberry again. Y'all, we are going to hope that Miss Cranberry here does not try to like come all the way out in this cup. I'm holding my breath. Okay. I just want like a little teeny tiny bit, like a literal drop. Oh. It like poked out and then came back in. Just a little drop. Okay. There we go. You see that tiny drop? That was what I wanted the first time around. Okay. Let's mix it up. And as expected, this is going to darken it a bit. But I'm hoping it's the case that it's going to at least keep us in the purple realm. Okay, so now I'm going to shift it back a little bit more blue, taking more of a leap, putting a little bit more blue in right now. I'm not looking at that white pigment bottle right now. That is, I feel like I'm gonna need to get to a point where I feel a lot more satisfied with the state of the underlying base color here. And then, y'all, I'm talking literally like a tiny bit of white that I'm gonna put in. So far, I think this is good. It's as expected, the cranberry pigment did push me over a little bit further there. So, you know, that is another thing to consider when you're working with these pigments, right? Like the relative strength of them in terms of like how, like when you use X amount of a pigment in your polish mix, what kind of impact is that going to have on the result you get? Okay, now it's like indigo. Okay, so it's indigo. It is not enough. I need a little bit more red in here. I think I'm going to go back to my red number 34. Let's see. Same thing here where I don't want it to be too much. I literally just want to drop. Okay, I didn't have faith in this to not overly squirt out, so I just kind of pressed it up against the stick for support, and now I'm mixing that in. So that's a tip that y'all can use if you, like me, struggle with this kind of stuff. It's definitely more blue still. I need more red. So I'm comparing it to my, comparing this to our reference swatch. Still way too blue. I didn't realize I had gone that far blue with this, honestly. It really is like a game of going back and forth. So another thing I'll mention too, for any of you who are never really thought about the polish making process, hopefully this gives you some insights into when makers are trying to experiment with different colors and different formulas and different finishes. This is the kind of work that goes into that. Oh, now it's too dark. It's too dark, and it's also okay. Ooh, hold on. Wait, let's try to put this on a swatch wheel and see. This is reminding me of that Island Peace super dark purple, the one that came out in that collection with the red. I'll put a picture of it in the corner. I don't have that one in my collection, but it's the super dark purple that's so dark purple it's almost black. Yeah, okay, but wait, if you take a look at the part in the middle there where you can kind of see the lighter parts of it, I think that might be it. So, oof. Sorry, I just groaned because it's time for me to try to put some more white pigment in here again. Okay, I am putting in this much this time. That is all. Yep, hardly anything on the back, barely anything on the front. That is what we're going with. Okay, so let's put this here. Yeah, white can go a very long way. I'm not seeing the result of this really being mixed in yet like I was before. It's getting somewhat lighter, but maybe I'm playing it, I went too far on the other end about how little white I was going to put in here. I mean, I see it kind of swirling through there, but still is more purple. Still more purple than blue. Okay, so what do I want to do with this? Let's see. I think what I want to do here, I'm going to try to mix in some more. Wait, where are we? It definitely is more purple than blue, so let's get some more blue in here. But still, knowing that every time I add in more blue, that also seems to make it a little bit darker. But y'all, I'm struggling over here. And I to be clear, I recognize there's shimmer in the Haunted Polish one, and it's I'm just trying to go for the overall color that's in there. That's not. Oh, now it's more blue. I could just go back and forth on this. Why can I not get? Okay, let's talk this through. Attempt number 4. Okay, here's gonna be the strategy this time around. I feel like I still want to start with ultramarine blue, but then do I maybe want to add the white in earlier than I did before? Also, I'm breaking these sticks to make it a little bit easier for me to use each end without making too much of a mess. Hopefully I do not give myself a splinter. Okay, you've got the blue. this ultramarine blue is so close to being what I already want it to be. Why can't it just be like a hair more purple? Okay, let's get this in here. I want to keep it this level of being vibrant too. And when I add those other reds, like the cranberry and the red 34, that definitely darkens it a lot. So I'm gonna get just a little bit of white in here to maybe like lighten it up from the beginning. So I'm just doing this much here, anticipating this will give me most likely some kind of sky blue, but I'm hoping that what it will do is keep this blue at more, like, we want to stay brighter, we don't want to go dark like now. Okay, it kind of did something like that. So now if I do I'm gonna use this red 30 very cautiously, knowing that this is going to be more orange than I want. I mean, we did this before, but we didn't have as much. This is a smaller amount that I'm using now, and I put white in here, so that is a difference. And so basically what I'm trying to ask myself here is, to what extent can I, like, how far can I keep putting in dots of red number 30 to have it become more purple, but without it becoming orange. But I also think I still really like red 30 as a color. Let's see if I can I'm also gonna put like a little palette for myself here, so I'm just gonna squirt some of this out on here. And just, this is another strategy I recommend using, you know, if it's harder for you to kind of squirt it out of the bottle, put it on here like that, and then with the stick what you can do is take in like literally that much, you know. This is the only amount that I want to try in here right now. So let's see. And I know this is going to make it darker, just a hair, but I think that this red 34 has more like shifting power in it than the red 30 does. Okay, come on. Yo, I'm feeling optimistic about this. Like, I am feeling stubborn about this. I am just like, I am getting my blurple if it's the last thing I do. Okay. That is, I'm gonna put in some more red 34. Going back to my little scoop, putting that much more in. You know, I don't trust myself to be able to effectively measure this out when it comes to like squeezing it, but if I do it like this, it gives me some more control over it there. Oh, my arm is starting to get tired. It's getting darker too. Let's compare it to our reference. Still needs to be more, I need to push it more purple. I need more red. And okay, at this point I think I'm okay if it ends up being darker than I want, as long as it's like, I mean, I don't have like a dark blurple in my collection, I don't think, so I'd be okay with that, I think. Look at me, like, I'm just like there's a term for it, I'm bargaining with myself. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of what I wanted all along. Yeah. But it's still just straight up blue. But see, if I put in too much red, it's just gonna go like so dark on me, you know. I feel like I'm getting there. So, okay, y'all, this is with polish making, you've got to have patience. And especially for those of you who are going to be going to the Polish and Beauty Expo and doing the polish making workshop, I hope you're watching this so that you can get a sense before you go of just how nuanced this process can be, and giving yourself the patience to make mistakes, to try different things, and know that it's okay. It's art, it's creativity. It's getting a little muddy. Let's see how cranberry looks when I put that out on the palette, because in the bottle, cranberry looks very similar to red 30, but I know that cranberry is different. Oh, wow. Okay. So maybe I need to put more cranberry in here. You see how cranberry is actually a bit lighter than red 30. So let's do that. Oh, that's not that much. Not that much. Yeah, it's gonna make it darker, I know. But it needs more red. There's just no denying that. Yep, we're going dark. But this, we're going darker, yes. It's definitely more purple. This is frustrating because I feel like I just keep going back and forth, and not hitting that exact mark for what I want. Now let's see. And then yes, I know again this has shimmer in it to a certain extent, some of that brightness that I'm seeing in this color is coming from that shimmer. So what do I want to do? I really wanted like a cream version that was just like super bright, vibrant Blurple. And I still want to believe, I'm adding in some more blue, by the way. I still want to believe that it's possible. There's got to be a way to get that color that I want without me needing to put shimmer in, because when you put in shimmer, it's no longer a cream. And I do like wearing cream polishes. They're so versatile. I am team cream, but it's got to have a good formula. That for me is a non-negotiable. I say like I almost want to get this put in a t-shirt. Life is too short to end up wasting time on polishes with bad formulas, but especially creams, you know? Like, there will always be something better out there for you. This is, I'm just kind of at a standstill here. So here's what I think I might do as one final attempt. Let's go back to the drawing board. Start over. This will be the last time. Okay, final attempt. Here is the plan. I'm gonna start with this ultramarine blue, and because I feel like the ultramarine blue is really getting us that good start for what I want. But then I just need to add in some, this time I don't think I've done it where I've added in cranberry as the next step. So let's see what happens. Okay, we've got that. And now I've got my cranberry over here, and I am trying to pick some up, just about that much. And let's see. Oh, okay, I'm not mad at this actually. Let's swatch this out. It's this is so messy. That's actually not as purple as I thought that it was. So I'm gonna put in some more cranberry. It's darker as expected, but you know what? Maybe a vampy Blurple was going to be what was my destination this whole time, right? Like, you know what, we're changing gears. We're going vampy with this. I'm not touching that white pigment again. I know what that's going to do. I'm just going to lean all the way into this, and because the stars are aligning in a way that's like, girl, this is come to come into the darkness. And honestly, if I can get a good, like a solid, like dark cream blurple, that's gonna be a pretty good win for me. Okay, still leaning more purple. I need more blue in this. Yeah, it's this ultramarine blue is like fighting for its life in here against that cranberry. I could be running out of ultramarine blue. It is a very small bottle that I have. That could be something. Let's swatch this one out. And oh, y'all, that's pretty good. It's like, you see how it's like not purple, it's not blue. Okay, I'm gonna stop here before I like mess this up. So oh my goodness, oh my goodness, no, I did not just do that. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna try to pour this into the bottle now. I'm gonna see if I can soak up some of the rest of this before it gets soaked into the, or scoop up some of the rest of this before it gets soaked too much into the paper towel. No, that's not really gonna work. So, thank goodness for acetone, right? Yeah, and if you're doing polish making, you probably do expect that your workspace at some point will look like this. Yeah, and also with acetone, I'm able to like remove all of this here off of this surface. It'll be fine. Now that this is in a bottle, oh my goodness, let's swatch this out and kind of see where I ended. This is, oh my god, y'all. Okay, but that is a stunning color though. Oh, I probably would have wanted to like push it a little bit more purple than blue, but it's at least over there it was, oh, you know what, it might be one of these things where like it builds up and like it will look more blurple once it's built up. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm still just like stunned at the fact that I almost just like tilted a full cup of nail polish onto me. Here's what we were aiming for, and here's kind of where we were ending up with the first coat. So let's do one more coat here. I know this isn't completely dry, but like, oh my god. I am just a mess today. Okay. This is pretty good. It's like, it's not what I wanted, but it is what I got, and I am going to be wearing this color with pride. I just wish I could recreate it, and I will. Once I use up all of this. So first of all, I have cleaned up. I feel more like myself again. Yay. Also, once I saw what I had made, I was afraid that I had gone through all of that trial and error to just end up duping Holo Taco's Indigo away. Thankfully, I did not. And so here is 2 coats of, actually I probably want to do 3 on both of these. I've done 2 so far, but I think just to get like full opacity to the level of opacity that I would like, I'm going to go for the 3rd on each. Yeah, so both of these I think are like blurples in their own way. Like obviously Indigo away on the left is an indigo, but then mine on the right is as yet unnamed. I don't really name my polishes now that I think about it, but the one that I have made here is definitely not a dupe. It's more on the blue side, but still in the realm of what I would consider to be a blurple. did I accomplish my goal of making like the non-shimmer cream version of this? Not quite, but you know, when I do look at this swatch of Midnight Bite with top coat on it, at certain angles, like if you look at the edge of the swatch stick, like the far left of it, and how it gets darker towards the edges, that is that color. So I didn't necessarily get the the highlights of it, because again, there's shimmer in this, but the more I look at mine, I almost feel like, y'all, did I do it? Hold up. I think I may have done it. What? Like right there. Like I'm holding it at this angle because I feel like at this angle, it's no longer really picking up as much of the shimmer from the swatch stick on the right. And that's showing the color I was trying to dupe all along. And I think I did it. Okay, this was a journey. Okay, let's get wrapped up. So that was a lot. Goodness. But you know what? This is, I feel like if this had gone in the direction of, you know, me sitting down and being like, here's what I want to make, let's see what happens. And then I end up getting exactly that after just the first or second try, that would have been doing you all a disservice in that, and by no means did I plan this out. Goodness, that this was a genuine struggle for me. And as much as it was a genuine struggle to feel the frustration of like feeling like I was so close to what I wanted, but not really seeing it in that moment, I still enjoyed every single moment of this. Even when I accidentally tipped over the cup full of nail polish that I was able to clean up with a lot of acetone, no worries. And so for those of you who are starting to get into polish making, this is something that I really hope that you are able to take away as part of this video, understanding that it is a process of trying to figure out how things work, and like how much of this to put in against how much of that, and so on. But constantly remind yourself of why you're doing it and have fun with it, and remind yourself that it's art. It's something that you're making, and how cool is it to then be able to take the polish that you've made and then go out into the world and get compliments on your manicure, and people will be like, oh, I really like your nails, where'd you get that from? And then you just be like, I made it. I know sometimes I do these strange voices, and y'all might be thinking like, oh, you really don't say that in public, do you? Now, when I talked to my Polish and Beauty Expo about a video about how I can be socially awkward sometimes, yeah, that's part of it. So, really just my best advice for polish making is start small, have a vision in mind, but don't necessarily fix yourself to, or affix yourself, or like glue yourself to the idea that success can only look like this one vision that you had in mind. Really, I encourage you to open yourself up to the possibility of finding the joy and the happy accidents that you end up making along the journey of making polish. And you know, the more that I look at this one here, the more I love it, because it is this was a ton of fun for me to make. I'm so glad I got this on video so that when this bottle runs out, I can go back and rewatch what I did to remind myself of how many drops of what to put in. And so please let me know in the comments if any of you, like, if you are starting to get into polish making. Especially I would love to hear if any of you are starting with making a cream as your first go into it. I think that, you know, you don't have to make a cream as your first one before getting into like glitters and shimmers and so on. But as I'm just kind of thinking out loud right now, I feel that starting with a cream is a fantastic way to just get a sense of how the polish making process works. But it's different for every type of ingredient that you can put in. So like, just like I was saying, how different colored pigments that I was using today pack a different amount of punch. It's the same way with like thinking about different shimmer pigments that you can put into your polishes. It's different when you factor in different sizes of glitter and all of that. So with all that being said, I think that I don't necessarily envision myself creating at this point like a formal like video curriculum series on polish making from start to finish and stuff, because when it comes to teaching and curriculum stuff like that, I'm very much a perfectionist, and it's something that is a passion of mine. It's like a professional thing that I do too. So when I do that and make it in a way that it's not just a video here, a video there, but like I'm saying, there's a whole like thought out like structure for it and everything, I would want to do that right. And that's not really where my creative energy for polish making content is at the moment. But what I would like to continue doing, especially if you all are interested in it, would be to just kind of like here and there, like show you additional videos of like, here's one video of like how to work with liquid pigments, for example. So then I might make another video where I talk about working with shimmer pigments and working with different types of flakes and things like that. So I'm excited to continue doing that. And last thing, if any of you have any suggestions of what I should call this, I would love to hear it. I think I was calling it, the idea I had was like, well, I blew that when I was kind of just being like, oh, it spilled out. But in all seriousness, I am so in love with this polish right now, and realizing like I had to take a step away and like wash my hands, clean up, and only then did I realize just the fact that I ended up making what I wanted all along. So I feel great. So sorry, I'm giggling because I am a mess right now. But as always, thank y'all so much for being here as part of this community and watching me struggle. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.